Hello, I'm Princess Serena, not Princess Serena, and today I got a bunch of new travel pins to fill in a few little areas on my travel pin board that I haven't been able to find pins of at the actual place. So I cheated a little bit and found some on Etsy and on eBay. Most were pretty reasonable, some not so much, but I am very happy to add these into my collection. Now I feel I truly have every place that I've been represented on that board. So first I'm going to show you the ones that I recently acquired, and then I'm going to show you an update on my board. If you're only interested on the update of my overall board, please go to this time. It will be in the description as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, I have this little itty bitty Beaconsfield pin. I believe this actually represents a town in the UK, but I'm choosing to view it as Beaconsfield, Quebec, because that's where I used to live. I grew up there and it is just so special. Then I got this Innisfil pin, which I am so thrilled it exists because my cousins have a cottage in Innisfil, Ontario, and I used to go all the time, even before I lived in Ontario, like once every summer. I stayed for a couple weeks and we'd go on like boat rides and play with the dogs, and it's just so beautiful there. It's perfect that it has a sailboat as well, just because I went to a summer camp there, Camp Arrowhead, and we did all outdoor activities like kayaking and canoeing, also sailing on a sailboat. So I just think this is overall not only a great place to add to my board, but also like the pin design is just perfect for me. I thought it was time that I had a pin of where I lived. I'm honestly surprised this exists. We're not like the touristy Toronto, and I kind of like that there's clarification that it's Ontario, Canada, because, you know, if anyone's gonna ask me where I live, like that's outside of Ontario, I'm just gonna say I live in Toronto because no one knows where Vaughan is. I probably have referenced that I live in Toronto many times on this channel. Technically, I'm from the city above Toronto, but it's not too far. Okay, so these next 3 pins are probably the ones I was most excited about. I added 3 more Arizona pins, hence this shirt here. So it says Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's been established since 1888. And 8 is my favorite number, and purple is my favorite color, so this whole shirt is everything to me. I usually visit my aunts and my family in Arizona every winter, but I haven't been able to this winter or last winter. Hopefully next winter. And this pin is actually of Scottsdale, so I'm really happy. It's of a cactus, which really needs to be represented. It's not a stereotype. They are everywhere in Arizona, everywhere. And there seems to be a little mascot here. I don't know who he is, but he is cute. Adds a little flair to it. And then this one, I was utterly shocked it exists. So Surprise, Arizona. Surprise is kind of ironic. So it's the name of the city, but it's also like kind of a seniors area, and it's like surprise. It sounds like it's this whole huge energy thing, you know. My grandparents had a place here. Now they're in Scottsdale along with my aunt, just so they live closer together. This and the Scottsdale pin was really the missing glue that this board needed, so I'm really happy. I've never seen someone just like design a travel pin and like put it on Etsy. I've only ever seen ones from gift shops and used and stuff, so I am really happy someone decided to make a Sedona one, because I've been to Sedona a couple times. It's gorgeous. It has like red rocks, so this pin is beautiful. And that's actually where I found the Arizona pin from my collection over there, but there was no Sedona specific pin. Pretty close to Arizona is Nevada over here. I had a Las Vegas pin, and I still do, but I wanted one that said Nevada specifically, of course, because I'm very intentional with how I organize my board. I want to have like the state or province and then the city and the town and all those things. So it's shaped as the state, and then you have 2 cards representing blackjack and dice and mountains because it is beautiful. The drive to Nevada is gorgeous, like the red rocks, like from Arizona to Nevada, which we've done that drive many times. I got another Florida pin. It says the magic of Orlando, and I think this one is perfect in its design as well, just because it has like golf and a flamingo and the sun, and I feel like that is the epiphany of like Florida, other than Disney, obviously. Oh, and there's a little dolphin as well, and it's on a palm tree. And then the last pin I'm gonna show you here is this Los Angeles pin that my aunt got me when she went to California. I actually already had a Los Angeles pin, but I decided I like this one better. And plus, if someone gifts me a pin, I'm gonna wanna keep that one because it's extra special. And this one says California on it as well. And I just think it's so pretty with the buildings, but then it also has the palm tree. So it kinda has both the city and the tropical vibes. Here's an overview of the pins. So now I'm going to flip my camera around and show you my updated travel pin collection. If you've noticed, it definitely has shrunk a little bit, and it is not because I took these off. All of these actually fit within gaps at the top. It's because I got rid of a bunch that I deemed kind of filler. Like, they sort of were travel pins, but like not really. I wanted to get really intentional with the ones that I kept. If you want a more thorough tour of these pins and see maybe the ones that I don't have anymore, I will link that above as well. You could check out after this video. Not just these, but I also added quite a few since I did that video in March, which I've been sprinkling sporadically throughout my pin mail videos. So now you get to see them live on the board, which is so satisfying. And I reorganized it to make sure it was all in order and everything, which I will show you. So let me flip it around and see you on the other side. Here is the updated board. Starting at the top here is organized pretty similarly as last time. So we have a province, so Quebec, and then we go into the cities, and then you kind of go deeper, as small as you can go within the towns and everything, and then what I've done, and then we have Quebec City, and then all of the ski hills in Quebec that I've been to. I'm hoping to go skiing this winter for sure. And then I really like this pin over here because it has like a bunch of the ski hills in the eastern townships. And it's so satisfying because it went straight into cities in Ontario that are away from Toronto. So I kind of started closest to Montreal and then going further away. And then this Blue Mountain pin I actually acquired. It was my first travel pin I got in person since the pandemic. I made a video, I'll link it above. And then there's some more places. And then after Vaughan, we're going into the town of Toronto here with Casa Loma and Via Rail here, the train station, which honestly is a memory for me because I always go back and forth from Montreal to Toronto to visit home. Toronto, and then all the fun things in Toronto that I've done. And considering I live in Toronto, it's actually amazing how many touristy pins I was able to find, to be honest. It's ironic because it's a travel pin collection, but then I have like a ton from home as well. I went to the CN Tower for the first time with my friends that I met on the Italy trip. It's kind of funny, we went on all these towers in Italy before we went to the actual CN Tower in our town. Moving down here, we're going to Vermont here. The Ben & Jerry's factory is in Vermont. Such a great time. And then this is a ski hill in Vermont as well. And then we're going to New York. So again, we're starting with the cities that are closest to Canada and working our way down. And I absolutely love this pin because it has Buffalo, Albany, and Syracuse all in one pin because I wasn't able to find pins in any of those places. And then we got New York City here. That is always a must. And then the first Disney pin to make an appearance on this board. And then the Chicago airport. I have plenty of memories being stuck for like 12 hours. I've always seemed to be delayed. Finally was able to find a Florida pin. All of my Florida pins I was unable to find in Florida, which is kind of ironic considering Disney is kind of like the pin capital of the world is what I like to call it. And it was so hard to find non-Disney pins. Speaking of Disney pins, this brings up the Disney pin count on this board to 2. So the Orlando pin and the Cocoa Beach and Fort Lauderdale and Miami, all of them I found either trading on eBay or just in the Facebook groups. So it's kind of hilarious. We have Viva Las Vegas here. Oh, my favorite. Hotels, childhood hotels over here. The M&M store. Used to go across Hoover Dam before they built a highway. We're gonna pretend this is In-N-Out Burger because I guess we're going to Arizona next. Yes, we are, and we're going back to fitting perfectly. I love that. And I'm so happy. I have so many Arizona pins, and I've been able to add a few through my recent pin mail that I showed. Sedona, and then Surprise, Arizona, so special, and Scottsdale. And then going into California, I don't have a California in general pin, but I thought this was good enough considering it says California and San Francisco, so it's kind of a twofer. Cable car. And then even though it's not exactly, I did start California up there. These kind of also say California, so it works, it works. It's kind of like it's starting off fresh. And then this is the third Disney pin and fourth. I always forget this Bahamas pin is actually a Disney pin because it doesn't look like it, so it's absolutely perfect. So we're going into all the islands. I've been on cruises. Of course, I survived the Bermuda Triangle. Live to tell the tale. Continuing the islands here, that flag is Haiti. I couldn't find one that actually said Haiti on it. And then finally, nothing changed about my Italy pins, of course. I've not gone back, but one day. There's plenty to explore in Italy that I haven't already. Italy having this many pins to choose from really makes me wonder if other European countries do. Guess I'm gonna have to visit and find out. There are so many beautiful designs. And then this is my fifth Disney pin on this board, North America. So I put all the continents at the bottom rather than at the top. That's what I did last time. And then the countries. I love this little section. It's so satisfying that I've been to 2 continents and 3 countries. Technically, of course, I've been to Mexico as well. But I mean, I didn't ever stayed overnight or anything, or was just off the cruise. So I don't mind not having a Mexico specific pin. And then I got rid of quite a bit of pins that are were filler, but I couldn't get rid of these 2. I think it's just so cute. Like the US and Canada, the Build-A-Bear pins. Canada 150 from 2017. And then these are pin events. I mean, the Fan Expo is not a pin event, but I did get pins there. So like, I guess events that they had like an event official pin, which is awesome. So I'm hoping to get more of those in the future, and they will be at the bottom of the board. Here's an overview of my travel pin collection. I am so happy with how it turned out, and I have plenty of room to grow as well with all the downsizing I did, getting rid of all the fluff. So really happy that I kept it more specific. That's it for my updated travel pin collection. I hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more pin related content from me every Tuesday. I definitely have a really fun video lined up for next week in celebration of my 1-year YouTube anniversary. I honestly cannot believe it's already been a year. And I'd love to know in the comments below if you collect pins from gift shops or places you've been, seen, and things that you've done that are non-Disney. Or maybe some Disney, because a few were sprinkled in there, because of course the magic of Disney has to be everywhere. Most of these pins that I'm adding to the board is a running theme here. It's not only, oh, I'm so lucky to have like found the pin, but it's like the design is something that I would have thought of that's like what I'd want to see on a pin for that place. So I love when it's kind of both. Like I'm lucky to get the place, but then I'm also really lucky when the design is just really representative of the place, because I live for the details. Which is why I love pins. They're all detail oriented like me. And as always, take care of yourselves and have a magical day. Bye.